Please welcome Apichatpong.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Neil, and congratulations for you all that you here for selection. And I'm really jealous because in Thailand we don't have this thing. So sorry, I have to sit. And also sorry that I'm running late because of the jury meeting. And because of this festival, it's a fault. You show many great film and we have a crazy debate and fight for the film that we love. So it's kind of drag on. Anyway, I will talk about my filmmaking. So maybe it's different from other sessions, but which basically this one is basically about me. So I would really encourage you to, like Neil said, just please feel free to raise your hand and say stop and ask me question. Yeah. Let's say for me, I'm 37 and I was born in Khon Kaen. It's the northeast of Thailand. It's the land of nothing. It's a very poor town. But when I was growing up, there's a university opened up. So now it's become a university town. But I really don't know. I didn't know about Bangkok. So my experience there just really with nature and with the hospital, especially because my parents are doctor. So I developed my appreciation of this profession. And at one point, I really admire that toying with the possibility of become a doctor. But then, you know, there's a cinema in the town, and then I was really into movies and especially Thai films. And then on the 80s when I'm about 10, 12, and there's a movie E.T. and Spielberg came in, and I was totally like treat him as God. And so I was really influenced by those new boom of the Hollywood. Let's say the special effects, and it's a new realism for me because it's treated the special effect are so real. The UFO is a real UFO for me on the space. It's not like old Thai stuff. So it's amazed me as a kid, and so I want to be part of this world, this dream, which totally opposite from the living condition I have, which is nothing. So the movie House is a escape. It's an escape. I believe you share the same sentiments. So for my work, I was um, starting from that, and then with the coming of the VHS, and then I discover Antonioni, Fellini, those other gods that open up my world. And then it's time to study. Um, Filmmaking is not really something that you can sustain, your life on filmmaking in that time. So I was really confused, and my family say, "Okay, you have to study something, not cinema." And I agree also because in that time in Thailand is we don't have good cinema school. Even now we have only seven. So so I choose architecture, the second love of mine, because I love local and new architecture. So I studied for 5 years, and then that's okay. I have a backup career if I failed in other career. So and then I went to Chicago, of course, with the support of my family, to study film in Chicago school. And in Chicago, it just changed me because in Thailand we didn't have a film festival. So I never seen film of Chai Ming Liang. I never seen film of many master, and never seen the Filipino films, which basically our neighbors, Malaysian and stuff. So I have to discover these film in America. And what struck me was American experimental film. They are super free, and they convinced me that uh, filmmaking can be personal. Filmmaking can you can make film by yourself. That time there was not video camera that normal people can afford. So I use 16 millimeter, and I just be in the dark room, and I just do my own Steinbeck editing, and there's no not even Avid for the school. So it's really good experience for me to learn about the craft of cinema. And in that school, we're not talking about equipment that much. We have a Bolex, and we have what else? The Bolex and some light kits and Super 8 camera. So I learned from those, and they're not talking about the technical thing, because we have to learn by ourselves. That's also ring true for my belief now, that I have to learn by myself. And so they focus on theory. They focus on um, discussing, And for me, when I was in Thailand, I really against everything. I even against my parents. I against establishment of any kind. So I was very angry kid, I would say. But when I was in Chicago, I have nothing to against, because they are so free, and the teacher come in with shorts and banana in there. So who am I gonna against? So I just okay. So I'm just doing my film, and it changed me. I started to appreciate many things in what movie can be, and also appreciate. Interestingly, my country, I appreciate the old films that I've been watching. That this is unique, you know. So I totally believe that when you study abroad, it's not about taking their culture into your film. It's not taking their style, but it's about discovering, realizing the treasure you have at home, how different. So these treasures, that I discover, I had to go back to Thailand. There's a financial crisis, and and of course during the time, I takes quite long time to study filmmaking in Chicago, because uh, I have to support myself on buying film stock and other living condition, because my family cannot totally support 100%. So I asked for grant, and I work many jobs, like doing, I don't know if you have this kind of mailing thing that you put on other people's house. I'm folding this like from 9 to 5, and then I work on the library, and so a lot to achieve. To buy just a single roll of film. So I really had a special relationship with film. Uh, yeah. So when I went back to Thailand in 1997, I was lost, because we didn't have the practice of experimental film. So what am I gonna do? So I was really, what should I teach? And I think I'm really bad teacher, and I think in my own karma, because I was really against my teacher. There's one teacher in the psychology class that we have to go out in front of the class, and then she said, tell us what you want to be. I said, I want to be a filmmaker. And she said, Apichatpong, you have to realize that the fact is, the dream and the reality is different thing, and I hate her for that. I hate her for that. And I said, I'm going to prove you wrong. Yeah. So, and there's many teacher that I dislike, unfortunately. So that's why I didn't want to be a teacher, because I don't want my student to hate me. So so anyway, I gradually I made film. I made first feature film, which is like took me 3 years, because I asked money um, for my family in a Chinese way. Family support, and you expect to support your children in the future. So for example, they set up the business. Maybe they buy you a house or something, and I used to be feel guilty about this, but now I'm not. So people, they buy like a house for kind of work, a shop for you to run, to operate. But for me, I say, oh, I don't need anything. I just need little money, 2 million baht for my movie. And they agree, and then I won't ask you anything else. So it's like a pact with my family. And So that's what they given me. And also I asked for the funding from the states, and asked funding from Hubert Bowers Fund, which was just open. And I was the first one who used the internet. I was nobody, and I was really tapping everywhere that I'm a filmmaker from Thailand. I really have this project, so I sent everywhere. And the first time Hubert Bowers rejected my work, and then the next round I sent it again. So from talking with the Hubert Bowers people, they remember me back then, and they say, "Oh, you're a very stubborn guy." So that's why they give. So in a way, when you ask for grant, don't hesitate to resubmit it. Resubmit to show your passion for your project. Yeah. So anyway, we got support from Toshiba. It's a Thai. Toshiba is the Japanese in Thailand. So, and also editing house. Yeah. So I'll be able to complete it, my first film, and it was shown in Rotterdam. And after Rotterdam, it's snowballing to other films. That I made. I met with a French producer who's operate as a friend, and then until now, he's still behind me, supporting all my works. Yeah. But not, he didn't invest, by the way. He just tapping into the funding and give me advice. Yeah, like the workshop here, there's some people, I believe, give you advice for that. Yeah, but I didn't have that, so I learned by meeting people. And festival is very important for you, for the future. If you have your film, short or long, try to go to festival if you can afford, even though they don't provide you with plane ticket. And if you can afford, please go and give your card, and then give your CD, and you know because I think, even though it's millions of you know movie money to spend on this art, but at the bottom line, it's a human business. It's about human talking to another human. Yeah. But you have to beware of something. That's all. Italian. So anyway, but people, I believe some of you have seen my works already for the long feature films. So today is an opportunity that I would like to present my other works that keep me survive. Because I found out that to be a professional filmmaker is almost impossible in my kind of cinema, because it's so personal. Yeah. And so I have to work on other things, like installation, art installation, which like architecture is the thing that I really enjoy. So if I can advise you, you should find your own job as well, second job, that you can depend on, beside filmmaking. Yeah, because of my feature film, including Syndrome and the Century, it didn't bring me money at all. So this artwork bring me money to be able to live, and at the same time they interact. The short film and the feed and the installation and the feature, they share a common thing. Yeah. So the problem with Thai filmmaker, that they are too shy. They are too shy and not have confidence. So I urge you to be confident, that you have to set your goal. Like, okay, you're gonna die tomorrow, you're gonna die next year. You have to make your film. And now with digital, it's been said many times, you can do by yourself. Just do it. Yeah. So, and remember, you should do your film that you like. This is what I like, but maybe you hated it. So everyone has their own path. And being young is really very difficult time, because it happened to everyone, including me, that, oh, what kind of movie that I really like to do. Of course, when I went to see, let's say, Spider-Man, I like it. I want to do it, this kind of movie. But then after consideration, maybe not. But after seeing Hollywood movie, it's very influential. It's very influential. I always want to be Spielberg. I want to be Fellini. I want to be this and that. But in the bottom line, you have to find yourself. Look into your family history. Look into yourself. Maybe you want to do a super commercial. Fine. That's fine. So, but be good at that, and But if you want to do a personal movie, use your heart. Don't use your head. Use your heart. When you use your head too much, it's become there's so many logic that come in. But when it's hard, it's define logic. And who can say what is the logic? In Indonesia, people really how do you say, believe in spirit, believe in ghosts, and that's their reality. But maybe it's not the US reality. They say ghost is fiction, but for Indonesian it's a fact for them. So we have our own logic in operating in the world. So try to emulate that into your film or into your writing. Yeah, that's what I can say. So let's see the slideshow of the some of the different kind of work that I do. Mostly conceptual. When I went back to Thailand, I was really into the treasure of Thailand, which is the media that I grew up with. So let's say by one, by number one. This one is the work that I did in Japan. There's one thing that for you to consider also. Anyway, I was in Japan in Sapporo. One thing is that you have to use internet as a tool for your future. I apply for the residency, and it's an art residency. So I
Formats are different, so it's not meant, from the beginning on the slideshow.
okay, so we can
So the ones that play,
yeah,
we can
just
talk
play
about.
the one that play.
Yeah.
So I was in Japan, and I was doing the residency there for 3 months, and I create a narrative, and I really interested in narrative field. So I made an installation in the art context. It's like document people and landscape, and it's very different from cinema because the audience can come and go, and I interview and have a portrait of people, and I install it there. And when you enter the space, there's a lot of sound from the television and from other media, and then you construct your own narrative. And this is similar to my feature film, Mysterious Object at Noon, that is you get the material from some other sources. For me, in the beginning, I'm really bad at the writing, so I always find sources from other sources to construct my movie. So that's another way. Yeah. So next please. This room has one, two, three, four, five projection in the room. So the audience walk around, and this is the two of the five. It's a portrait of the woman I know in Japan, and it's a silent film. It's a silent film, and the other screen is also another portrait of another woman in a different place. One is in exterior, and the other is interior. And we show many in many setup. Sometimes we show her, and then we pass the microphone to the audience, and the audience kind of explaining what she's thinking. So the story is changing by each time we show the film, contributed by the audience. Yes. So what interests me is how we come up with narrative. Yeah, the show itself is called narrative. Next one, please. And this one is also the back of the screen is the I took a soap opera story from Thailand, and then I used the script, and then I send it to Japan, and to have a Japanese filmmaker make a film out of the script. So I'm really interested in how the written words change its context through culture, to different culture. So the film is totally become different from Thai soap opera. So it becomes a Japanese version of Thai script. So this is what I'm always interested in. Yeah. So next, please. And this one is another screen that I interview a lot of Japanese people, and as a mean of it shows silent as a mean of understanding. We put subtitle on it, and sometime after a while you discover that the subtitle is not really sync with what they say. Sometimes the man say, okay, I like to swim on the beach, with the subtitle, and then there's another woman talking, and the subtitle repeat, I like to swim in the. So the audience start to question themselves. Are we relying too much on the subtitle? The information, the narrative of the film, is conveyed by subtitle. This is what I, as an artist, to question this to the viewer. Yeah. And next, please. And this is the kind of panoramic space. So. And sometimes the voice of one screen interact with another and change the context of one screen. Yeah. Next, please. This one, too bad we didn't see the one before. The one before was the balloon that we released in Sapporo in Japan. But this one is the same concept of like mysterious object at noon. I don't know if you're familiar with that film. It's the film that I ask people for story. Because, okay, as a filmmaker, I'm so blank. Because with the European or American way, of filmmaking, is the authorship is very important. You become the owner of the work. But for me, I would like to explore that to delete this authorship and give and find the participants for the collaborator to make my work. So in this thing I did in Japan, and then on the balloon you can see the postcard. The postcard is asking on the postcard, "Are you happy?" And if you're happy or not, why? Please explain. It's a prepaid postcard. So we released a balloon in Japan and this one in Mexico, and so the way to find the participants is according to the nature. So it's a lot of like maybe the wind blow to someone and receive this card, and then they reply, they send you back, and it's very interesting how people define happiness in different culture. Some people, of course, be rich, and some people, and some people even reply as a cat. I'm a cat, and I'm happy because my owner feed me well. This kind of thing. So next, please. And this one in Amsterdam. So I didn't go myself, but I asked my friend to release this balloon with the postcard. So in the end, we collect the postcard. It just experiment, because I'm with my feature film also. I'm interested in happiness, in how people define happiness, So we got something, yeah. So next, please. This one is my obsession with soap opera in Thailand. So this is a simulation of a magazine cover in Thailand that we have soap opera. I'm sure you do, and there's a serial in the book in the magazine from every week. So this is one of them. So I asked the unprofessional actor to post themselves as a magazine cover. So this is a video piece. This is not still. So you can see that they're moving a little bit, moving in the installation space, and it asks the question about the representation of the people. Usually this kind of setup is for movie stars, but when you put normal people in it, it's kind of have a dialogue about the reversal of the people who normally be spectator has reversed into their dream, dream of becoming, the actress and actor.
Who are these people again? Are they Viewing or are they the TV serial actors?
No, they are spectator. So they feel quite uncomfortable. So I shot the camera for so long, So and then I install in the museum in Belgium. Next, please. And this is how we install. We create a room. It's like a sanctuary of the room. It's very clean, very quiet. And then the guy there, is in the center. But every 3 minutes, the background comes up, and then the background go down. I cannot explain why, but it's the thing is the act of someone looking at you, have a power of the, this guy used to be a spectator, and now he become like authority to, and wearing suit to look at you, and so it creates certain feelings, and this is what I mean by using your heart, not your head, because you cannot explain, but it's just a feeling that, okay, if you feel right, do it. Yeah. So next, please. And this is the same room. In the opposite is the sketch for the feature film Tropical Malady. Sometimes when I make feature films, I make a video sketch, as to get the feelings, and so this is based on the photography that I found, the old one, that the guy sleeping in the jungle, and so I asked the real forest patrol to pose for me, and he fall asleep, and I just shot him like that. Yeah. So and the image of the soldier sleeping actually appear in Tropical Malady. Yeah. Next, please. And this is a video works, not video, audio works. This is another thing of finding story. So I ask people, my friend usually, to submit their resume, their curriculum vitae, to me, and then I usually ask people, the curator, So and then I submit this resume to the radio station. In Thailand, we have a radio drama, and people listen to a lot, like working class people. But it used to be very popular when I was young. I remember I was listening to this drama. So I want to create my own radio drama. So by submitting this character, next please. So I submit this information to the radio station, and I say, okay, guys, you have total freedom of creating radio play by this name, this character. So from the real people, my friends, they create a trashy radio, and what we presented in the room is like a dark room, and then we only have this resume with the lights of the character, and which is the real life. But on the audio, you can hear the fictional part, fictional life. I think the name of they came up with the love of the artist or something. Yeah, and I'm one of the character. Yeah. So next, please. And this one is another installation of the tsunami. The tsunami hit, of course, us in Thailand on the south, and the reaction was that we made a film. How do we make a film about disaster, about loss? So I collaborate with my friend, a French filmmaker, to document life. So we went to the island, and we collaborate with kids. Again, I'm playing blank again. I asked the kids. We found at first when we arrived at the island, we didn't know what to do. We just had camera, and so we just make the landscape inspire us. So we found these three kids, and then the kids told us. Then we start to get idea. Okay, and I came with my actor, so I told them, okay, please tell the camera what you want the actor to do in the film. So the kids, in a way, become a director of the film. So the kids just telling, okay, do this, do that, do this, do that, and then we shot the actor doing from the instruction. So for me, this is a very one way of doing a film about loss, that I don't focus on death, but we focus on life. After the disaster, what is there? How do we appreciate what is left? Before we lose it. So the kids is they tell us simple stuff like, okay, playing in the river, in the sea, and eating, drinking, sleeping, and eating flowers, eating this, eating that. So we really trying to capture this life, as they told us, and we don't eat it. We eat it very literally. So sometimes the pattern of thinking show, the pattern of thinking of the young show. Sometimes they repeat things, so we repeat it also. Yeah. So we try not to. Yeah. So next, please. So this this one it was in Berlin, but there are variations. We went to space, and then we saw what is the best setup. It has shown in many places. Yeah. So it's about 10 minutes, this film. Yeah. Next, please. This is something different. This is more commercial work that I do for a living, but it's something that before accepting commission, I have to make sure that I have freedom of doing it, and I can. But of course, because they are my friends, so I can talk with them. So this one is for the concert in Thailand. It's called Bakery Concert. It's a big music label that they're gonna disband after 10 years. So I proposed them the idea of evolution. From the scratch, that the life come from nothing, from the sea and from the single cell, until it evolved to something beautiful, jellyfish, and then human, dogs, so the whole concert is about 7 hours, and it's the most difficult, most hardest for me, because it's like making 7 hours film, live. So what we did is we collect this footage. I collaborate with a graphic designer, animator, and for me, I direct the live action. So for me, I shot a lot of this kind of thing. Next, please. It's supposed to be my creation, my animals, my imaginary animal. And what interesting is that the screen design of this concert is huge. It's like maybe more than 50 screen on the stage. So we have to think about the format. It's not 4:3. It's not 16:9 anymore. It's something you see later, and that we have to use many camera and combine the image together. Next, please. And this is one of the things that you can do in the water tank, and you can do many things beautifully, cheaply. Yeah, just by this. The white thing is the Thai dessert that we put in, and it create many beautiful things. And just the fabric, and when you shoot it, I just discovered, wow, you can do many things underwater. Yeah. Next, please. So this is how we use 5 camera to capture the image, and stitch them together in computer. Next, please. Next, please. So this is the set, the concert stage. You can see the screen. Each grid on the white thing is behind is projector. Actually, it's quite old-fashioned because it's still used a projector in the back, but the way of transmitting the data and synchronize on all, that's quite high-tech. So next, please. Yeah, so you can see the behind. There's a projector and construction, and yeah. Next, please. And this is when the concert operate come up. And for me, I'm doing live action that I shot, and also another guy do animation. Sometimes we play along during the screening, and it's the first time for me to do this kind of work. And they say, okay, Apichatpong, tomorrow you'll be the controller. For me, I didn't know what the controller is, so it's like improvised live, just telling they have 10 camera and I have to say, oh, camera 2 3 on what screen is crazy, but it turned out very well. I really enjoyed this experience. Next, please. This is the latest, not latest one, for this year. It's called Luminous People. It's shot by Super 8 camera and blow up to 35. For me, one of the beauty of making film is also you can try many things, and with technology and how you learn. So I try all many formats, HD, just DV and Super 8, 16, 35. So if I have opportunity, I always propose some different kind of medium that I haven't touched before. So this one is about memories, memories of my father who passed away, and we scattered his ashes in the river. So we simulate this, and it become a border between fact and fiction. Because sometimes the actors, improvise themselves, and sometimes it's a real ceremony going on, and sometimes, so it's and later part in the film gradually it's become like we're just joking around on the boat, and the boat is a border between Thai and Laos. So I would say this is a reflection of the idea of crossing border between living and death, and about why do we need borders? How we need border between nations, and why do we need border between death and living? Can we live together with ghosts and with that? Yeah. So next, please. And this is my usual actors from Tropical Malady, and I used him most of my films, and at one time I really infatuated with him. I was in love with him, so I used him a lot, and as a diary to how you say, to capture. And not only him, I love all my actors, so actress also. So we kind of operate like a family. So the film is like a diary to record when we grow old together and how it's changed, and I always incorporate their real life into the film. So we talk, what happened to you, and when the last film, Syndrome and Century, is based on his own personal life also, when he was a monk, for example. Next, please. And this is my usual actress. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I ask, if you are this person, what you gonna do next in the scene in the movie? So they contribute by that. But I think in general they have no clue what I'm doing. So, but they trust me totally, and they enjoy this working method. But they have no clue of what the end movie gonna be. So, and also the crew member, because I shot a lot and I cut. Sometimes we took 2 or 3 days working, and I completely throw away the scene, and at first they was very angry, but then they understand and they joke about it. Is this gonna be in the film? So something like that. But at the same time, I was quite a dictatorship in a way, because I have a final say. They say, okay, tell me the story, and then they say, oh, it's not interesting, I don't want, something like that. So in the end, you have to choose. Yeah, but it's a real family working. Just it's not about film. It's about, I make one film called Worldly Desire. It's about that. It's about the filmmaking itself is become secondary to the experience of doing it. So the film itself become just a documentation of the performance that you live together for 3-6 months, and yeah. Next, please. And this is the one called the anthem. The anthem is the celebration of movie. In Thailand, we have a anthem, King anthem. Like before each movie you have to stand up to pay respect for the king. And when we do something like we have a new house, we build a new house, we have ceremony, we have, so ceremony is very important in our society. So I think, we should do ceremony for cinema before the feature film. So I made this as a cinema anthem. So this film we show it before the feature film as a blessing, So but people don't have to stand up, and it's a conceptual work that they show it in cinema in UK, in England. They put it in front of Spider-Man, and people were totally confused. What is this? But anyway, it's kind of like art infiltrating the commercial realm, and it works very well. And people say, "Oh, this is kind of fun." And also another thing is, you have a short film in England. Also, they have a short film as a sound check. I don't know if you have it. Sponsorship in Thailand. Sometimes we have Heineken or something like beer to do the little movie as a Dolby sound check, for that. And this one also a sound check because we mix for a lot of speakers and stuff, and it's that purpose as well. Yeah. Next, please. And this is the last feature film, Syndrome and the Century. Is happened in a hospital, two hospitals that is a remembrance of my mother and my father, and this space in the basement of the hospital in my hometown is the hospital that where my father died. So I feel quite a strong impression on this space. Not this space, but this hospital. So I went to that area and to find a connection, to find the mood of that. And of course, my mom also go there. And before my father passed away, he always go to this area to do physical therapy. So well, in the film, you can say you make film for yourself. But at the same time, you have to care for the audience because it's a mass medium. But for me, I have my own takes on the film. I have my own reference. But when I make film, I have to make sure that these feelings also convey to the audience. It's not necessarily about my dad or something, but the mood and the theme of loss and everything has to be transferred to the audience too. Yeah. So next, please. Yeah, and this is another image from that. And next, please. Maybe that's, yeah. Yes?
I wanted to ask you about the previous image only. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the previous image only. She's when in the movie, when you're panning back in that shot, she's looking at you. So why do you go with that? What is this? It's a very interesting shot.
Yeah, thank you. This actress, she came for audition in Tropical Melody, and she didn't fit the role. But I note in my casting sheet that she looks like a doctor. She looked like someone I know when I was young. So in a way, when I do, that's another thing that it takes me quite some time to make film because I do everything myself, casting and going to the location. I even I go on the street and put the sheet myself. Are we looking for actor and so this woman, we kept her, and in the film is improvised. We didn't wrote that she looked in the camera, but during the improvisation of the camera, somehow I said, "Can you look at the camera?" And then she looked, and then it struck me that her face again remind me of this a friend of my mom who's also a doctor. So again, I cannot explain, but it's something that when she look at you, it's like she look at me and then, "Hello, how are you, Apichatpong?" Something like that. So it operates for me this way.
Well, definitely there in the scene.
Yeah, and so in a way, actor location also. With the cave the cave in the tropical Malady is the cave that I went to during making Blissfully Yours. So I always take note of, oh, I like this cave a lot, let's put in an, so making film is an impression of space, also impression of filmmaking that manifest in the next film, in a, yeah, diary. Yeah. Next, please. Next. This is an installation in LA. Is the first political installation I made, because from the last year there's a military coup, dictatorship happened in Thailand, and for me I made a 4-screen installation, and I created a room as a discotheque in the, because I found that people in Thailand are quite ignorant about our own politics. So the idea of ignorance is, it drives us, and also during the time of the mob, the protests on the street, there are many people are being used as puppets. They went from one place to another by let's say the soldier took them on the pickup truck to go to protest, just to have a number of people. But for them, they're just being used as actors. So, and the idea of pickup truck syndrome in Thailand is very prevalent, because when you go to Thailand, the workers who build the city, who build the building and stuff, they always travel in the pickup truck, but they just have no plan. They just go being taken from one place to another. So I use the pickup truck as a symbol of of this ignorance, and I have my actor talking about their happiness, but we cannot hear because the wind was so, yeah, and that's also signifies something. And there's another screen is the screen another screen is about a guy dancing on the pickup truck on the street, and another screen is this mysterious object that is supposed to be like a disco jukebox that every 5 minutes it blaring disco song that I like, but it's the idea of bliss under the political turmoil that I want to present. Next, please. This is the behind the scene shooting. So the on the right side is the mysterious object. Yeah. So more and more in my installation, I start to include the movie apparatus, movie equipment into my work, because it's the line between life and filmmaking is become very thin. So well, just put that in, and just shouldn't hide those things. Okay, next. Next, please. Yeah, so this is like the final image of the video. Yeah. Next, please. So this is example that she's sitting behind the pickup truck and talk and against the wind. Next, please. Yeah, next. Next, please. Yeah, next. When you look at the installation, it's a big room with 4 huge screen, and it's bombard you with wind, either wind or disco song, electronic song, and you enjoy it at a certain time. But after a while, you become like, it's very violent. The feeling is very violent about this happiness is overwhelm you. Next, please. This is the installation in Taipei. It's about 2 dogs. Sometimes it will become very personal. It's 2 dogs that like in Chai Ming Liang film, it's always rains. So this dog at the museum, they took shelter on the canopy of the building of the museum. So I'm making installation about museum and about the one specific room in the museum, and the dogs kind of inhabit there as a spirit about in the future that there's no more museum, and with the new film that I'm drafting is also about the extinction of species, extinction of culture and minorities, and extinction of art. So this is what's left, in the museum. Next, please. Yeah. So next. And this is the newest one. It's the latest one made for Tokyo. Is the impression of the hotel. It's the hotel that I like. It's called the Imero. Imero, and it's the place that contain memories. But this hotel has been in out of service for a long time. So I imagine again in the future that there's only story to tell, like a spirit of people who use this hotel, the prostitute or the salesman or foreigner families. So there are so many, the weight of the spirit is too much for me, so I like to document this. Yeah. So so next, please. And the dust is like, it's like underwater, with special effects. You have this kind of floating, and sometimes there's speaking text, spoken language, and yeah.
Do you want to make it look like a different reality, these two previous shots? Do you want to make it look like a different reality, the previous shot and this one?
Um, yes, I want to make it look like a spaceship, like this. Because I'm really influenced by the book called The Pilgrim Kamanita. Is happened in India actually. Is about, there's two parts in the book. One, the first part is happened in the time of the Buddha, the Siddhartha, and then about love, two lovers who cannot love, and then the second part of the book is heaven. It's taken in heaven. It's very beautiful written book, and in heaven is kind of like, it talks about the time and how finally their love unite, but then it's about the time that passing, and the only memories left in their, like, countless reincarnations. So I want, like, to treat this space that way, like like a space, like in space, that because in the end these two lovers become stars, and the stars are talking to one another, and the different realm of time, one, when they talk, one sentence can last 1,000 years in earth time. So this is also the idea of, having a timeless conversation between the people in the hotel. Yeah. And I think we got the end of the slides. So let's show a DVD of the excerpts, no? Yeah. Any question?
People are talking in this.
Yes, actually, I'm still doing it, so I'm not sure yet. It's always changing the idea. Yeah.
Are all your actors trained professionally, or are there non-actors also involved?
Non-actors.
All non-actors.
All non-actors. Some are actors, but kind of become like they were extras in the film, and now after 2-3 films they become professional. I have to tell them, don't be professional. be,
Not stars after 3 films.
yeah, they become better and better. Say, oh, act more natural. And no, it's really hard, because sometimes they don't know what I want, because it's natural for them, and I say, no, this is not like before. So it's hard to explain.
When it comes to your installation, are you commissioned for the installation, or do you have an idea for an installation and you exhibit it?
Both, because sometimes it's too much. I want to do this one, so I email people. Do you have money to commission me? Something like that. But most of the time is they commission me. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you take a break from feature films and do installations, or
Yes.
you take a break from installations and do feature films?
Uh, the first one, because I think film is the ultimate goal, but installation is a way of sketching. It help feature film. Yeah, but it's different. It's very different. Yeah. I don't know. There's no menu. You have seen my feature films already, because some of the clips are from the feature, so maybe we skip those, or
They saw the one yesterday,
uh-huh.
Symptoms in a Century.
What about the previous one? Any questions?
You know the at the end of the film Syndromes, there's a funnel that's sucking in like air. So what?
Can say, okay, this is the end and I have to move, and so I feel like, okay, let's add more, but at the same time, with going out of space is really nice. To that park, the aerobic park, is the park nearby my house, and I really enjoy this activity. So okay, let's put this thing in, and the monk playing the UFO, and they play among the crew members of the movie. So it's like, okay, the movie finished. Okay, let's relax, and yeah, something like that. But in a way, it gives a sense of life goes on, no? Just dancing, and then and also about the people improving themselves, because in the hospital, people try to walk, people try to find a cure, and these people outside, perfecting their body, I think they find a link somehow.
How is it? I mean, how important is it that people in Thailand view your work?
Interestingly, people support my cause because they're fed up with other films being censored. When you watch, sometimes when you watch the VCD, and you watch DVD, and then it blur. Sometimes when you smoke, it blur. And then when you see the breast, even though it's sexual or not, it's blur. So people link with the kind of unreasonable censorship. So when my film, and when I spoke out, they joined the cause, and then now we have many seminars about this. Yeah. So in a way, it's good to be censored.
What is Adventure Time Casino?
Adventure Privacy is, I collaborated with a performance artist in Thailand. So he's playing a drag queen who is really kitsch movie, like to save country from the mafia. So we simulate the old style Thai film in the 60s. So the color is really vibrant, and yeah. So, and oh, any other questions on
Yeah,
the way?
I wanted to ask, you have a background in architecture, right?
Yes.
So, when you're making your shots, do you, do you somehow use the architectural design process within your shot compositions? Oh, you do.
Yeah, it helps, but uh, in that way also, and also how to approach movie, because movie is like architecture. When you enter the building, uh, when as a designer, you design angle, you design thing to give certain feelings for the audience, for the people who walk into the building. Sometimes you have a narrow, how to say, corner, and then you feel the audience feels something. And you have this window, rows of windows, for example. Movie is the same. It's about time. It's a time-based art to encounter. So I learned a lot from. I use that from architecture to film. Yeah, in more psychological sense. Yeah.
I mean, could you like talk? Oh,
Yeah.
I guess after this, I suppose. Oh. Okay. Play.
นี่จะเปิดเพลงให้ฟังฟังเลยนะดีป่ะมีเสียงเสียงเหรอใช่เนี่ยเพลงใหม่ล่าสุดของเอ็มนะจบไปทีเนี่ยนี่ไงไปให้หลวงพ่อท่านจำของเลยเนี่ยขังสิเนี่ยขังสิฉันว่าจะเอาไปเปิดโรงหนังที่ฉันทำงานอยู่นะในโรงหนังนั้นมีคนหลายร้อยคนนะเพราะว่าพลังมันจะไปถึงไกลนะถึงคนข้างหลังเลยตกข้ามเลยโรงหนังได้เหรอเราตกข้ามทำอะไรอ่ะลองดูรอยภาพน้ำแสดงว่าเมื่อคราวที่แล้วน้ำท่วมมากเลยนะคนน้ำเลยสร้างน้ำโอ้ยของก็ไม่ทันตรงนี้นะตรงเก้าอี้ผมจะไม่ทันน้ำมาแรงแรงด้วยผมจะไม่จ้างมันไปหมดเองมันม่วงเธอหน้านี้มันไม่ใช่หน้ามันม่วงเปรี้ยวจังเลยจะไม่ม่วงจ้าไม่ดูเหรอหน้าเปรี้ยวดิฉันว่าเธอทำน้ำปลาหวานหรือว่าเอาไปทำน้ำพริกแทนนะคะดูดูอะไรดีจ้าสาวๆอ้าวมาถึงเลยจ้าพอลงรถก็แวะมานี่เลยโอ้อ้าวของฝากจากของไทยขอบคุณค่ะมาทีไรมีของฝากจะกลับอะไรหลังฝากเขาอ๋อหลานกับยอจะกลับได้ที่งานนี้ลงที่เรียนนะอากาศนี้ด้วยบรรยากาศเป็นไงเป็นของไทยเจอแฟนเก่าเนี่ยเจอเอาไปตัดผมใหม่หล่อขึ้นเลยเหรอแหมหน้าตาก็สดใสใช่ไหมเธออันนี้กินมะม่วงน้ำดีก่อนแล้วพี่โดนเป็นไงบ้างก็อย่างนี้เลยเรื่อยๆอยู่นี่รถกระบะอ๋อขับเองนะแล้วแฟนที่ละตัดหางไปละถ้าอยู่ด้วยกันแล้วมันไม่ดีแล้วก็ไม่ต้องอยู่ด้วยกันถูกแค่นั้นเอง
wish we had more a better condition of the sound and image, but anyway. So that's the thing. So between feature film, I made this kind of little thing, little shorts and installation. So I would be appreciate if you have questions. Neil.
There's a lot more that Apichat trying to show you. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up because the next session will start soon. But he is around till the end of the day, and if at any opportunity you want to go up and speak to him and ask him about his work, and maybe if laptop available, you all can see in a small group. But I'd like to apologize on behalf of the festival for this sound problems, and also that there was a delay.
Put on the mic here.
That there was a delay with the session today, but thank you very much to Apichatpong for really sort of opening our minds with his video installation.
No, thanks so much, and I hope
I think you're being censored here as well.
anything I can help. You can ask my email from Neil, and you can email me, and if you have question or so. Yeah, no. Yes, I again, you have to fight for the cinema, and you have to, I hope you continue to make film, yeah, make beautiful one. Okay, thank you very much.